base of the building here. Looks like they're gonna get started with the demolition here. So just thought we would go live here and share it out with everybody. So how is everybody doing this fine afternoon? If you're joining, we are here in Massillon getting ready for the demolition of the old Tiger Rags building. Sorry, just getting some things set up. Is anybody out there watching? Let me know if you can hear me, if I'm coming through. Hopefully we're coming through loud and clear here. This beautiful, sunny Wednesday, February 15th. Everybody recovering from their Valentine's Day sweets and treats and fun. I don't see any comments yet, so maybe we are not live. Let me find out. Hey, there we go. There's the first comment. Stanley, Canton, Ohio. Hey, thanks. Appreciate that. Share this out there if you're watching. Definitely a lot of people that are interested in this. Thomas, thank you. Appreciate that. Good afternoon. Tracy, hey, how are you? It is windy today, I'll tell you that much. Hopefully, we're able to keep the cameras upright. The ground camera, I've had to weight it down with a bunch of weights. John, good afternoon. Yeah, definitely higher winds today, but they've got to get these buildings down. You got the restaurant beside the buildings that they need to get back in there, so they need to move along. These small businesses have been affected by this and need to get rocking and rolling, so hopefully they can get this done here today and get this debris cleaned up so they can get those businesses back open. You know, all this stuff hinges on a timely fashion. You got to be safe, but you also got to get these businesses back open so they can start trying to recoup from some of this. Sibla, yeah, I recognize that last name. How's Daytona Beach today? Betcha it is beautiful. Got a really cool time-lapse camera set up, vertical, and with the clouds coming through at high speed, it looks really cool. I looked at the footage here a little bit ago and restarted it, but it really looks cool. Can't wait to share that out with everybody. And if you're watching this on Facebook, be sure to follow the link that will be down in the comment section of the YouTube link, because Facebook splits these videos up if I stop the live feed for any reason, but YouTube, it just shows that the video is one continuous feed. So it's always better to, if you're watching this after the fact, be watching it on YouTube so it's a complete video. I contemplated not even sharing it on Facebook and just going to YouTube with it, but I didn't. I ended up going both places. So yeah, Thomas, that is definitely what I was thinking too. It's not going to take too much. You can see that building is leaning like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Beautiful and 78 down in Daytona Beach, huh? Well, it's close to that temperature here. Just with the wind is the only thing that's not close. We're about 67, somewhere around there. But with the wind, it does not feel like 67, so. Fed all kinds of people today as they're walking around talking about their memories of the Tiger Rags and buying all their kids Massillon gear there over the years and swing band, and so definitely a lot of people that's been in and out of those buildings. And then the record shop, a couple people talking about the record shop, and that their last time they were up there was still some a neon sign from the record shop. And then I had a call from somebody last night that her father or grandfather had started the Western Auto. So, pretty cool. There was somebody on our YouTube yesterday that was telling a lot of the history about the buildings. So that's it. They are just kind of getting ready down there, getting things in place, doing all their final checks. Yeah, Thomas, I did hear that the record store did some alterations and pretty much caused the problem. But the Ozer building, yeah, you can see in those second floor windows, it looks like there was maybe something put in like there's a beam, it looks to me like running across that window. Kind of a weird height, so maybe that was some of the floor, I'm not sure. Oh. Yeah, oh, they did the beam a few years ago. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of looks like a beam across the windows there. Yeah, and you can see yesterday, before they left for the day, they did take all the supports that were leaning up against the side of the building there in the parking lot. They removed all them, and boy, when they I'm sure it was an optical illusion, but it really looks bowed, after they did that this morning. But it probably was just the angles that are changed because those supports were moved. I doubt that it really moved any. I would have liked to have had those supports. Definitely some nice chunks of steel that were basically never used. Most of them weren't even touching the brace. They were just leaned up against there. I guess that was quite a project, like $40,000 for that, to try to save it from collapsing, or keep it from collapsing before they had the demo done. Like to have all that steel to make a nice tree house out of. So I'm not sure if they'll start demo or it's going to be lunchtime here, if they'll take their lunch before they start the demo. It's hard to tell. Well, so what? We got the furthest away watching Daytona Beach right now, huh? And the closest, a couple in Massillon. If you're watching and ever bought anything from Tiger Rags or any of the businesses in the building, what'd you buy? Records at the record shop, a Letterman's jacket, swing band, uniforms, auto parts. Well, I'm gonna vote they went on lunch. I would think there was a third floor. Maybe not in the building on the end. Of course, it does. Nah, I'm not sure. Might not be. The Ozer building, yeah, it definitely looks like there was a third floor apartment or something up there at one time. Well, it looks like it's lunchtime. Because there went to be a bunch of people milling around to now they're shutting things up, it looks like. Yeah, definitely. Whoa! Signs keep blowing over on the roads, the road closed signs and no left turn signs, and people keep running over them accidentally because they're down on the ground and hard to see. So no use in setting them up though, because they keep on blowing over. I need to put some sandbags on them. Yeah, it could be too windy. You never know. There's the viaduct bridge. There's a new bus station going in, Sarda bus station. Won't be too much longer and they'll be rocking and rolling with construction. We will definitely share that out as it's going on throughout the process. Oh, sorry about that. do a quick little swing around town here, and then I think I'm gonna end the stream until they start really rolling here. I think it's lunchtime, so probably be a little bit before they rock and roll. Got a really cool time-lapse video over the car wash yesterday. People coming in and out of the car wash. In fact, you're gonna, as soon as I get done, I'm gonna run through myself. So St. Mary's over there, looking gorgeous. So I think that's going to do it for a little bit. I'm going to end the live stream. If, like I said, the best way to watch is going to be over on YouTube, because this will be one complete stream. I will post that link here in a couple places, and when you come back in to watch next time, just go ahead and hit that link, and you will have the complete version that you can rewind and go forward on. But I don't want to waste a whole lot of time here when there's no action going on. So we will be back here in Massillon, Ohio, over the demolition, pending demolition of the old Tiger Rags. They're just moved up about a half mile up the street. All right, everybody, we will see you back here shortly. Make sure and follow us and hit the subscribe button on YouTube and hit the bell notification, because we're going to be back with this once they start demolition. Have a great day. Can you hear me? Hello, good afternoon, everybody. We are back live here in Massillon. They are just now getting into tearing into the building. Well, we've got a clear view from the drone. Hopefully the stream's coming through. Comment, let me know how we sound here and how the stream's coming through. We are live down in Massillon, Ohio, Stark County, for the demolition of the old Tiger Rags building here, and the building to the right of it. So hopefully, I'm gonna check here. We are coming live. Comment where you're watching from. Share this out there with someone that you might find that would find it interesting. Hopefully my voice is coming through. Haven't got any comments yet, so could be a little bit of a delay here. All right, there we go. A couple comments. Stanley, Tammy, good and clear. Thanks, Tammy. Yes, sir. They are, Dan, they're taking both buildings down. Tanya, hey, how are you doing this afternoon? Cameron, hey, how are you? Finally tearing into it. It was 2 days of prepping and getting ready for this. Everything was ready to go yesterday. It looks like they just ran out of time, but got started here about 5 minutes ago, so they got back from their lunch break and started to rock and roll. Karen's watching from Tucson. Hey, I think I just recognized a nettle. They're setting the signs back up for the about 20th time today. The city is coming by. Can't see it, but coming by, resetting up the signs on the ground. See, they put the dirt, sand piled up there on the sidewalk in front of the buildings. Save the sidewalk from getting beat up as they're dropping chunks of concrete down there. Keeping it all sprayed down to keep the dust from flying. Dust and whatnot. Ah, they did put some sandbags on it this time, so that'll keep them there for a while. Yuck. Some black looking stuff there, huh? I haven't seen any comments on YouTube. Is anybody watching over on YouTube? I see all the comments from Facebook. I've seen some earlier, but I haven't seen any come through since we started back up here, since I started tearing into the building. Hey, Dottie's there on YouTube. Hey, Dottie. How are you doing today? Where are you watching from, Dottie? Kane, what's going on, buddy? love Beach City. Nothing better than Baylor Beach. Can't wait to get the camper out and be down there this year. The crunch. Hey, good afternoon, Lori. Thanks for watching. What a gorgeous day for this. When they were doing the last two buildings up the street, it was dingy and raining a little off and on that morning, so much better day to be out here. I will tell you that I wouldn't want to be up on that man lift because it is windy. I'm sure it can handle it. Looks like a beefy machine, but those guys are definitely braver than me on a windy day like today. I've got everything weighted down here on the ground, and it's still windy, so well, Kane, these are supposed to be pending sale, pending the demolition, but there's all kinds of stuff going on with council, so a development company bought or is going to buy them pending the demolition. So not exactly sure, but it sounded like they were going to do something with it other than a parking lot. Boy, that's a lot harder than when they started the last building down the road. Seems like getting into that. Want a cheeseburger? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna walked over and got some cheeseburgers before they while they were at lunch, and when I got back they pretty much were ready to rock and roll. So David said he got his first suit there. That's cool. Really? Oh, wow. Could have been. Yeah, no problem, David. Glad to be down here. Glad we're able to catch it. I was going to have to peel out here in 2 hours, whether they started or not, so... Yeah, Rip. It would be nice if they would have tried, but I don't think that was in the cards. Probably cost 40,000 bucks to save that, or more. You can see how hard it was to rip off there, so in order to get a saw up there and cut all that, and you're talking some serious work. Yeah, Cameron, they're tearing them both down. They're just starting with that building and then working their way to the right. Probably can't see it on the video, but both buildings are, you know, leaning towards the parking lot pretty extensive. So you can definitely see it standing here on the ground looking at them, but from the drone angle it doesn't look as bad as it really is. Yes, indeed, Cheryl. It is a beautiful day here in Massillon. Getting a suntan out here. Watching the drone through the glass. I can feel the heat on my head.
About enjoying a Subway sandwich, taking some pictures. place is always closed. How you
Yeah,
guys doing?
good. I don't know if they're closed or just the drive-through.
It says the whole place is closed.
Oh,
Are you Buckeye Drone?
depends.
I'm Kevin. I'm working for a repository.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
Any independent. You name it, I work for.
Well, we're live on Facebook, so anything you say may be held against you.
I love my job.
All right. What's your last name?
Whitlock.
Yeah. Oh, I've bumped into you for years. I've bumped into you places for years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A little windy for the drone.
No, it's all right for this drone. David says, "LOL. Hey Kevin, what's up?"
Who said that?
David, on Facebook.
Hi, David.
Hey Cheryl, glad you're there to watch it.
I didn't know if they do it today with the wind.
Yeah, it's pretty windy. That's what I said. Those guys up on that man lift are brave.
Is it the same company as the other two?
Yep.
Eslich?
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I'm going to bring the drone in here and put another fresh battery in it because with this wind, it's going to go through the batteries a little quicker. So I'm going to switch back to the ground camera here.
What are you flying?
Mavic 3.
I got a Phantom 4. I don't put it up much anymore.
Yeah, I just told one of my guys today that it's too windy for the Phantom today.
No, I would have taken it to East Palestine. They sent someone from our company from Cincinnati there. Really? I'm like, we're a little bit closer. Vinyl chlorine, is that?
Yeah, yeah. David says you can hear Kevin's camera just ripping away. Yes, sir. Nothing like that sound, that's for sure. All right, yeah, I turned off the sound here as I was changing the batteries out on the drone. So we should be back up with the sound now. Let me know if you hear me again. But I was trying to switch out some batteries on the drone and get it ready to go back up in the air here. Yes, Jim, that is correct. Both buildings are coming down. Cheryl, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, Jim, might as well go back to McDonald's and have a front row view. There was a bunch of people down there watching. Hey, Kathy. Patrick's wife watching from Massillon. How's it look on that TV? Hopefully it looks pretty good. We should be streaming at least 1080. Looks really good. All right, George, thank you. Appreciate that. All right, so I really don't know what this world's coming to. All these restaurants and shops and everything that's closed, and not because of this demolition going on. Everybody's, going through Subway and finding out they're not open, and they take time out of their lunch break to stop at a store. And I don't know whether it's employees or something, they just don't have the ability to keep these places open, and people are pulling through there and finding out they're closed, and not too happy because they've taken their lunch break to come grab.
Keeping stuff off the roof of Margaritas.
They're trying to, but see a bunch of stuff laying there now.
We own the roof.
Well, I know they spent most of yesterday putting down like steel plates
On the roof?
Why they went side of the corner and worked their way in.
Oh, that's good. Looks good on the TV.
The gap in between the buildings. It's been there since 1938.
Really?
Yeah.
We just had the owner, I don't know if you heard, of the Margaritas building stop by, and he said that crack's been there since 1938. That's a long time, so I didn't realize that. Hey, Mary Jane, back watching again. Thomas says Jimmy John's is way better anyway. Natalie's watching from Houston. Yeah, Jim, not really autopilot. It's more of, because we still have full manual control, but the gyroscope in there is what keeps it level. Just like your iPhone knows, you know, you can use it as a level. These big trucks are getting some free advertisement going in front of the live stream here. The first person that rolls through the intersection here and says, "Go Massillon Tigers," is going to win a free Buckeye drone t-shirt. Wow, I just can't believe these gusts of wind. Yeah, Thomas, I'll tell you, Jimmy John's is definitely better, but they got rid of the best sandwich that they ever had, the beefy crunch. I got a few people hooked on it, and then now they don't carry it, so. Oh, I see. Roto-Rooters. The reason Subway is closed. I went in there yesterday to buy see if they had coffee or get a drink, since they're right next to where I'm at, and their bathroom was closed. So I asked, I thought that was a prerequisite. They had to have bathrooms, so. This is what. Yeah, I cut the mic here. I was talking that didn't relate to this on the phone, so that's why the sound's cutting out. There's really nothing to hear except for me. They've kind of stalled out here a little bit. This might be a lot slower process. Should be back now. Yeah. Must be something going on because those guys haven't come down off that lift. They're just hanging in the wind up there. Yeah, we're live on Facebook and YouTube for the demo, so. Yep. Yeah, look it up. Take care. Train coming through. Yeah, Shelly, definitely taking a while. Looks like there's a lot of discussion going on down there at the excavator level. For as bad as that building on the right's leaning, it looks like it wouldn't take too much of a pull just to pull them over. but I know that's deceiving. This intersection's funny here. The lights, everybody sneaks up and gets on top of them. I've been watching all day, and then they pull up and you can see it out of their sunroof. So I don't know if the stop lines are not back far enough for these lights or not. I could do a whole Facebook live stream on this intersection, I think. Between people running over the curb in the parking lot here and then hitting the curbs, even though they're big, wide, sweeping intersections. Well, thinking about pausing this live stream here. It's a lot of nothing going on. My camera's back at the house keep alerting me that the wind's blowing my patio furniture around. I keep watching chairs blow around on my home camera system. Yeah, definitely. The lights are swinging pretty good there. So when I say that man lift there, for all it's doing is staying there, sticking in the wind pretty good. That wouldn't be the spot I would want to be today, that's for sure. How you doing?
Okay, I just talked to you a minute ago.
Oh, okay.
I had a drone question. In fact, I have a drone at home, but it's really early. No autopilot, no stabilization. French made. I can't even remember the name of it.
Yeah. Huh. All right, so yeah, it's starting again here. I was just about ready to pause the stream and restart it once they got rocking and rolling a little bit, but they started up, so we're gonna keep going for now. What a gorgeous day, but right about now that wind was making it chilly, so I got a big sweatshirt on, but can't decide if I want to switch into a polo or just keep this sweatshirt on because that wind is still blowing pretty good. So the Buckeye drone shirt is still up for grabs. Nobody's come by and yelled, "Ho, man, that was a big chunk."
Still hot.
Quite a long drive for me, but once a tiger, always a tiger. Yeah, that's what I've heard, Natalie. I'm a Northwest Indian, so I don't know that for sure. Definitely a big history with the football and the swing band. Shelly's from Northwest. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I said yesterday, the only reason I ever come to Massillon was in high school. We'd come cruise Lincoln Way with buddies. So I was saying, I don't know if that goes on much anymore. I mean, there's really nowhere to set. We used to set in front of the Kmart there, and we were the hillbillies from Canal Fulton with our trucks usually. None of us had any cars, but we'd have trucks all sitting down there. I doubt kids in this day and age do that anymore. In fact, most of them don't have their driver's license until, you know, they're 18. I remember as soon as I was able to get my driver's license, being up there and having them that same day. Chipping away at the side of the building there above Margarita's. That must be kind of what they're afraid of, that causing damage right there still. That's the way when they were doing up there next to the Duncan building, they were working on that beam on the in between the first floor and the second floor for quite a while. Someone made the comment they were swinging a sledgehammer, you know, had it cut and trying to break it free, and he was really working at it. They were like, people were commenting, he's gonna take more than that to get that building down. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell. Was there ever a fire in that building? Do you know of any fire that was in that building?
The only fire I can think of downtown Massillon is where Cosmos is now. That's been long. I got video from that years ago. It was actually published on Channel 23 News at one time.
Huh.
Well, that roof could be a problem.
Was that like an apartments up there, or?
What?
I don't think so.
There might have been. There was two lots. I don't know what the top floor, but both of them had lofts, and I don't know if they were ever occupied or not.
Someone was saying it looked like, you know, pretty black up there, whether it was a fire or black mold.
There's a lot of black mold on the third floor.
Oh, really?
These, I hope those guys are masked up. You know, one of the things I'd be concerned about is asbestos.
They had a company come in to look at
I'm surprised they even decided to do anything with the window there. That, like I say, that roof that just blew up a second ago. That's have to end up 2 blocks down if it gets loose.
Yeah, it definitely does look that way, but it's hard to tell from here. It's also dark back in there, so a lot of the black that when they first were taking it off was the membrane or whatever was on the roof. Yeah, no, everybody thinks there wasn't a fire there, so.
Here's what I found.
Baker Electric, he was going slow. He wanted to be on the live stream. Yeah, Nancy, I thought the same thing. Actually, if I was driving there, I wouldn't want to come past it just for the dust and debris flying off there. So if I was a motorist, I'd rather them close that off, just detour it around the back or the front. One street. That's what they did down the street for the other buildings. They had both sides of the street sectioned off. So he picked that whole roof started to cut. Yeah, Jenny, I'm not sure. That was my thought as well, that they would do the other building first. But definitely not my expertise. Never had but if I was building a Lego set, that's the way I would have done it. Or dismantling a Lego set. And there's not, the third floor there, or loft, whatever, only goes back, I don't know, 30, 40 foot maybe, or so. This is probably the most critical, area because of the Margaritas building. So maybe they're doing it that way so they can get that top down and not have to worry too much about that, no matter what would happen with that second building. Maybe they'll just do the top of this one and then move over. I don't know. But yeah, he's grabbing that top and it ain't moving at all. Yeah, that's truly amazing. That much pressure, you'd think would just pull that whole corner down. For as much as it's leaning, but that was back when stuff was built probably really well, meticulous. That's what, if you were looking at the outsides, you would think, boy, it wouldn't take much to topple them buildings over. Definitely fascinating to see that it takes a lot more than you thought it would. There it goes. Oh. Yeah, they were laying mats up there on the top to protect the roof of Margaritas. That was the way it was on the Duncan building down there. There was quite a bit of debris up on the top, even though that was a lot less of a fall. That's a pretty good drop, you know, from that height down onto the roof. So they have rubber mats that they put down up there to take away some of that impact.
What format does the big camera shoot in?
It'll do 8K. Yeah. It's brand new. It's just come out.
What's the big gun now? That red camera, what the hell we call it? Red camera?
Yeah, that's a red. The ability to change all the different lenses is what that really is. I wanted this one because of battery. You know, you can go 6 hours, you know, on the big battery, and then have another battery like in the bag. So, because that's a problem. I mean, I live stream most everything with an iPhone because the cameras are beautiful for video. There's
I go back to the days of film, and I don't think any of my cameras even come close.
no, but the problem is like right now that the iPhone would stop working because of the sun, would heat it up too much. So those bricks likely came from the old Everhard Brick Company that was over behind the Knights of Columbus. Rip says on YouTube. I don't know that I ever remember the Everhard Brick Company. I know where there's a drone in an old brick chimney somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere.
You guys already looking to buy that property, huh? I just said to a guy, and the investor ought to buy that, right? Knock them both down and put a red corporate complex right there. Go where?
They were turn of the century, late 1800s to 1900s. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I mean, definitely, probably a lot more brick companies than there is today. Everhard Brick was in the stone quarry, which is being filled with lime now. Cheryl says from Facebook. George says could be from Massillon Brick Company too.
Can I duck under the Y? I don't want to walk in front of this.
Oh, you're fine. Charles says Belden Brick on Facebook. The old high school had Massillon bricks, George says on YouTube. Yeah, Cindy, they have a buyer lined up, but I'm not sure. There was talk about that at the council meeting, last council meeting, so not sure exactly what's happening in that process. But there was a news article and at the council meetings, potential buyer pending the demolition. A local developer that has some property on Lincoln Way already and just bought another property right next to their plaza up the road, so they're definitely they have the capability and have been doing it here in Massillon, so hopefully they get to buy it and put up something on that site. I don't know when the next council meeting is, but if you're interested, look up Massillon Live. They usually live stream the council meetings, and I tell you what, that's a great service. Everybody should that lives in Massillon should make sure and go follow them and hit their notifications bell or button, because even if you can't be at the meeting, if you tune it in on your headphones on council night and just listen to what's happening at the council meeting, takes away a lot of the guesswork to what's going on in town, and you can learn a lot by listening in. Even if you're just running that in the background instead of music, it's definitely something that anybody that has concerns with what's going on where they live, they should tune in. And not just in Massillon, but anywhere. We started doing that in Canal Fulton and in Lawrence Township a few years ago, and my only problem was I didn't want to be that person every council night, but I was looking for someone to volunteer that lived in our area, and I would provide the equipment. It was a great service. A lot of people enjoyed it, but it's time consuming, and at the point in my business I wasn't able to continue. And I still have everything and still would like to do it. We had a council person took over for me. Shout out to Janine. And she was doing it after I stopped. and I think still continues to do it from time to time, or maybe all the time, but sometimes I look and I can't find it, so I'm not sure. But that's a great way to find out what's going on where you live. Same with the school board meetings. We have the school board meetings, they're not live, but they do post them for Northwest. I'm not sure if they do that for Massillon or not, but maybe the Massillon Live ends up doing that too. But same thing, if your kids are going to school, you can learn a lot by listening in on those meetings. And if they're not doing it, take your iPhone, get a battery pack, and go down and stream it live as a community service project if you're looking to do something. Because stuff like that can impact the city way more than sitting and watching TV or listening to the radio. All you're going to hear on the TV is bad news, but a lot of things you may not agree with in the council meeting, but if they're brought up there, usually there's opening for discussion before stuff is voted and approved. And if nobody's there to hear it or listen to it, they can't show up at the next meeting when they vote for it. So I encourage everybody to get involved with that. Even if it's just listening in and then contacting your council person and letting them know that what your feelings are on whatever they're talking about, because they're all elected. So, but if nobody watches, nobody knows what goes on after the fact, it's hard to complain about stuff like that, because they are open meetings, open to the public. You can request the meeting minutes. You can request any information that goes on in the meetings. All that's Freedom of Information Act requestable. So Henry Everhard was a Civil War captain. His wife, Carolyn Everhard, was a famous suffragette and the first female bank director in Ohio. Rip says on YouTube. Thanks for that. Yeah, this one's definitely going a little slower than down the road. This third floor here seems to be giving them fits, like I said, probably because they're trying to keep the Margarita's roof protected. Yeah, and that doesn't look as black now. You can see the shadow on that brick wall is pitch black, but then the you can see red brick. So I think it was really more of the light than anything. I mean, can you imagine something like that, the dust over the last 100 years? I know what accumulates in my office over a couple months. You know, you don't move the computer and all of a sudden you gotta move the computer or move the desk, and it's amazing, you know, what kind of dust accumulates. day to be out on a bike. Of course, I don't know, as windy as that is. Might not be. I was telling the story the other night that last week we had that real high windstorm during the night, and my cousin was flying in from down south, and they made 3 attempts to land at Akron Canton before diverting down to Columbus, and they let anybody off in Columbus that wanted to get off the plane, and they were going to make another attempt at Akron Canton, and if that attempt didn't work, they were going to take everybody to, I believe, Charlotte. So my cousin got off the plane and rented a car and drove back into Canal Fulton, but they did, on the way back, make their 4th attempt into Akron Canton, but everybody said it was on the plane. It was pretty scary coming in 3 times and not being able to land the plane, you know, sideways down the runway so bad. So, but glad everybody was able to get on the ground safely that night, and eventually those that stayed on the plane ended up getting to land in Akron Canton, and the other ones, they had to drive 2 hours from Columbus. So I've definitely been in some situations in airplanes over the years like that. Pretty rough. Well, I was joking with another family member, saying that her whole family's pilots, her brothers and father. I can't believe she got out in Columbus and didn't try for that 4th time, but she didn't want a chance having to be in Charlotte and get to Ohio. So 2 hours or 2.5 hour drive from Columbus was probably a better option than maybe not getting off and having to come from Charlotte. So well, it looks like they're gonna grab some stuff off the roof and probably slow it down here a little bit. I'm gonna cut the sound here, return a phone call, and I will be back with the sound here in a little bit. All right, sorry I had to return a couple phone calls and some texts there, so now I'm back, got the drone back in the air. So just gonna start reading some of these comments that I missed why I had to drone on the ground. Bob and Joyce Mitchell watching from Point St. Lucia, Florida. They're snowbirds from Massillon. How's the weather down in Port St. Lucia today? Is the building, Lori from Facebook says, is that the building the Chit Chat coffee shop was in? I don't think so. I think that was further up the road. Cheryl from Facebook says, is it possible to switch back to the drone? Well, yeah, it is possible. It is in the air. Yeah, we just had to return some phone calls and stuff, Cheryl, so we landed the drone, got some fresh batteries, and put her back up in the air here, so.
The Chit Chat was next to Margarita's.
Oh, was it?
To the left of it, that was Wednesday Suarez. She started.
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, we just had a gentleman walk up and said, yeah, the Chit Chat was next to Margarita's there, so. I am.
Did you go to Northwest?
I did.
What year did you graduate?
95.
Oh, 95. Yeah, I was a head football coach here in 1971. So.
Well, I wasn't born until 76.
Yeah, all right, I figured. Okay.
Yeah. What's your last name?
Ruben.
Oh, okay.
I own Howard.
Oh, okay. Hey, we got the owner of the building standing right here. So, yeah, how long were you in the building?
45 years.
45 years?
We bought it from somebody else.
Yeah.
Howard, actually, his name was Howard Weinstein. My brother and I bought it in 1978, March of 1970.
Wow. Wow.
We're asking a while ago, I couldn't remember. Was there ever a coffee shop?
The coffee shop was to the left of Margarita's, and that's owned by Phil Elam, and she rented it from him. Her name was Wednesday Suarez, and she originated the Chit Chat.
Oh, okay.
Remember the name of it? I remember the name of it.
Yeah, it was a popular place. She had some health issues, I think, and she couldn't maintain and working it at the same time, and then she sold it to somebody else, and it just didn't go as well as what she had. She did a nice job over there.
How long did the battery stay up on that?
About 40 minutes.
Okay, well, nice to meet you.
Well, hey, nice meeting you. Yeah. Yeah.
My next door neighbor, he got a little cheap drone a while back, and he flew it, and I don't know what he had, because I never saw, I didn't know about it till he mentioned stuff like that. But it lost signal. That's the last time you ever saw it.
Yeah, we get quite a few people that call us and say that.
Is any of your, can you wind speed is up there? Does it give you any indication of the wind speed?
No,
You ever get a lot of people get uptight about drawing? I've seen stuff on YouTube where somebody's flying in the area and somebody wants to punch them in the face because they think they're flying over their house looking at their daughter or something like that. You ever run into any of that crap?
not so much anymore. It used to be something, but you know, I mean, anybody that ever has an issue, I just show them this is a wide view. There's, you know, there's no.
I'm amazed what the Chinese are doing. You ever seen a big display where they got hundreds of drones in the air and they keep shifting shape?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, definitely, this is going a lot slower than down the road. I might not be staying here till the end. I've got a job to get to, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to sit here and watch the whole thing and live stream the whole thing. I might have to come back at a later time. So I'm gonna let the drone hang out here for another 10 minutes, and then I'm probably gonna switch back down to the ground camera and maybe just come back later on after I get through with my job up the road.
Tripod over there. Somebody's shooting over there.
Rip on YouTube says the hotel and McLean's extension in the background were built over the old Ohio Erie Canal. Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that because I grew up in Clinton, and you know, the canal and the river are running pretty close together, so I figured it would have been a similar situation. Do you have any idea what year they filled that in? All right, well, I'm gonna take another phone call here. I'm gonna cut the mic. I'll be back. Rip says 1913, the flood marked the end of the canal. All right, everybody, that's going to do it. I'm going to end this live stream here in a few minutes. I'll let it play out for a little bit, but I'm going to pack up and head to my job. So couldn't get anybody on the horn here to come babysit the camera while I head off. So we'll check back in. It doesn't look like they're going to get them both down today anyhow, because usually these guys cut out around 3:30. So I think they'll just get this building down maybe, and then maybe continue on. But I'll check back in either way later tonight or tomorrow morning. It's Cliff with Buckeye Drone signing off from Massillon over the demolition of the old Tiger Rags building here.